why every time I get on this free internet and I'm scrolling, right? I'm scrolling, minding my business. Everybody rich on this fucking platform. Everybody's like, this is how I made my first 10K, 50K, 100K, my first $1 million. Buy my course. But when I step out into the real world, everybody fucking broke and struggling.
I'm gonna just come out and say it. The reason why I feel like don't mind this, I just slapped myself. The reason why I feel like I'm broke as hell right now is because I refuse to sell my body online.
I ain't know it was going there.
So what are we doing when this iPhone dies? What are we doing about the iPhone 13 apocalypse? Because I am not buying another iPhone. I'm 29 years old. Some might say that makes me a millennial. Some might say that makes me a Gen Z. What that makes me is ancient and sick of Apple's shit. I am not buying another iPhone. I have seen Apple through the iPod Nano, iPod Shuffle, iPads, MacBook Pro, MacBook Air. I have lived through it all. I have bought my fair share of it. I am not buying another iPhone. I have an iPad that I got for free 5 years ago by joining a bank. I was so excited. It was my first ever iPad. I could never afford that. I have treated her absolutely perfectly. She no longer works. Why? Because she's just too old to run the apps. This morning, my phone opened an app all by itself, opened the keyboard up, and hit the spacebar 40 times. For reasons unknown. What I do know, though, is I'm not buying another iPhone when this...
So stuff happens. I mean, it's software, right? But let me ask y'all, are y'all buying the new iPhone? I heard this new one is supposed to fold. And this is coming from an Apple fanatic. An Apple fanatic. I mean, I watch the release of iPhones. I watch the WWDC. If you know, you know. I've demoed the Apple Vision Pro probably 20 times and brought friends and family to view it just so I can get their reaction. But I ain't buying no new iPhone this year. I done learned my lesson, man. If I'm going to buy an iPhone, I need to buy a stock. Bottom line. And the stock is cheaper than an iPhone. And the stock is going to make me more money. Well, an iPhone can make me more money too, but I got an iPhone. As a matter of fact, I got 3. And it runs this YouTube channel. So what? Oh, Newman, no. You hate Apple products. Why, man? Why? Because you don't get that much customability, or you don't get to customize as much, or why? Why? You gotta explain yourself on this one, my guy. But yeah, I got Apple everything. I got Apple TV, Apple. Oh, dang. I don't even have my Apple Watch. It's charging right now. Apple Watch Ultra. I'm an Apple fanatic. Newman, that's exactly why you told me to get a Windows computer. Don't live stream on a Mac. But yeah, a lot of people waste a lot of money getting iPhones every single year. I get it. It has a better camera. It's a brighter screen, you know. But at the end of the day, most of the world doesn't even make money on their iPhone. And y'all are spending $1,000 to $1,200. And averaging that out, that's about $100 a month for a year. Even if you pay for it in full, doesn't matter. It's about $100 per month for a year. You're basically making payments because they release a new one every single year. You get the newest one every single year, and your phone company says trade yours in. And it's like, yo, I'm gonna tell you one thing that feels better than having a new iPhone: paying off the iPhone and just owing $20 on the phone bill. And yeah, I got a family plan, but like not having to pay the phone every single month and not having to turn it in because I'm using basic features. I don't care. Some apps, they're a little bit buggy for me, but guess what? I'm making more money than ever with my phone just because I'm focused. I'm locked in. Newman, you saw. Newman will tell you, man. The other live stream that we had earlier this week, I had a time limit on Instagram, right? I use my iPhone for productivity. I use my iPhone for my calendar. My doggone alarm to wake up, because I'm a heavy sleeper. My alarm on my phone. I use an app, a smart app on my phone, and when my alarm goes off 5:30 in the morning, I have to point my camera at an object in the house. Right now, it's the bathroom, like the sink and the toilet, in order for the alarm to cut off. And at one point, it was charging me about $5. I set that limit, $5, if I overslept or if I didn't cut off the alarm. I know that sounds crazy, but I am so hell-bent on reaching my goals, man, that I don't care anymore by any means necessary legally. by any means necessary. And y'all just want a new phone just to say you got the new phone, just to have to buy a new case, just to have to continuously buy a new phone every year. Do you know how powerful our phones are? Newman said Android and Linux all the way. I can understand you on Linux, but Android. I mean, I started off on Android. Yo, my man Tyreek is in the building, man. Tyreek is one of the earlier people who will watch the live streams, man. What's going on? Tyreek said all those little payments from everything adds up. Not having to worry about a phone payment is peace. 110%, bro. 110%, man. I didn't know how good it felt. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it's better for us to buy a new, if you want to feel, if you're one of those people, and I used to be this type, right? Oh man, I just want a new phone, right? Oh, it just feels so cool. I'm a nerd at heart, bro. I'm gonna tell you this. You can save a lot of money just buying a new phone case, and then it feels like you got a new phone. There you go. Just buy a new phone case for like $20. Just don't buy a new phone for $1,000 and you ain't even using it for productivity at the very least. At the very least for productivity.
I need someone to help me understand. Because I feel like at this point, someone lying, right? Why every time I get on this free internet and I'm scrolling, right? I'm scrolling, minding my business. Everybody rich on this fucking platform. Everybody's like, this is how I made my first 10K, 50K, 100K, my first $1 million. Buy my course. Well, when I step out into the real world, everybody fucking broke and struggling. And I don't mean to sound like a hater. I'm just saying the math ain't mathin'. The ratio is like kind of off, because if you was truly a millionaire, shouldn't you be on Forbes? Shouldn't you be on the news? Shouldn't you be in Africa helping the fucking elephants and the zebras and the hungry kids?
All right, I ain't listening to no more of this ignorance, bro. I love hearing people out, but like when they start saying stupid stuff like this, bro, I'm just going like, nah, okay? But even the Bible says, man, and I ain't gonna preach, but even the Bible says some people who are wealthy act poor and some who are poor act wealthy. I should tell you right now, bro, there's something called quiet wealth, but don't let that alarm you. Don't let that be a lie to you, because I've also heard people use that same quote, wealth is quiet, right? And they say like, oh, well, if you really had money, you wouldn't do this. If you really had money, you wouldn't buy something like that. Then who's buying it then? Who is buying the stuff that makes them look wealthy and actually is a wealthy cost to it? Whether it's an asset or a liability. Somebody's got to buy it. Somebody's buying a yachts. Somebody's buying a Rolexes. Tyreek said, I got in a bit late. What's your thoughts on the cost of living currently and plan moving forward? So Tyreek, yeah, I think the last time I was live streaming, I was still in this studio. But yeah, so my plans moving forward with the cost of living, bro, I'm expanding my streams of income, right? I think the last time we talked, I was basically working on getting YouTube monetized. This channel is monetized now. All praise to the Most High. We also have investments in stocks. So I've gotten more involved in stocks. I don't need anything less than 3 streams of income. That's a standard for myself. Okay. So I got my 9-to-5. I've got YouTube. I've got stocks, and I've got a membership going on teaching people how to basically how to make content. And eventually it's going to be my picks in stocks and whatnot, and how to do fundamental analysis on the stock, and also technical analysis on the stock, right? But my thoughts on the cost of living, bro, I think of it like a bully in my head. I'm like, am I going to let this thing push me to the edge where I just give up and I just get beat up by interest rates and high rent and, you know, everything else? Or am I going to prove myself, not for anybody else, by the way, prove myself that I can be in a better financial situation. Working a job can be an option for me, right? Living somewhere and being able to move to another location means financial freedom to me. That's my goal. So my thoughts on the cost of living, I'm going to make more. I just want to be a beacon for those like y'all watching this, right? because I watch similar content like this too. I want to be a beacon for those through my own journey, my ups and downs, to show those who may be in a situation that's undesirable financially that there's a way out, no matter what your background is. So that's my thoughts, bro. I'm not letting the cost of living beat me up. I just can't. I can't. I'm gonna be openly honest with y'all too, and I don't care what race anybody is. Okay, I believe that we should judge men by their characters, not by their color. But one of the things that keeps me on edge, not gonna lie, is watching movies and films of when black people didn't have it like what we have right now in today's society. Personally, I'm like, how can I waste time when not too long ago our people didn't have an option, bro? So what the hell am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I'm not playing the race card. I'm not playing a victim card. I don't care what color anybody is. Character is what I look at. But I've been watching films like that, and it's been putting a fire to my butt, not out of like racism or hatred, but more like, man, imagine if I got in trouble because I wanted to read. Like, you understand me? And then people choose to watch doggone TV, to be distracted. So I watch stuff that lights a fire in me. That's why I'm so aggressive towards the cost of living, towards having multiple streams of income. Because, bro, we, no matter what color you are, we are in control of our finances. No matter what. No matter how much things cost. We are. Because we get to decide what we want to do with our time before we clock in and after we clock out. 110%. Oh, man. There goes that alarm again. Hold on. Let me. Y'all, I got a time limit alarm for my Instagram so I don't end up scrolling too long. But yeah, so one of the things that I've been doing as well, just to give y'all some like mindset tricks that I've been doing with myself. First things first, I've been reading more like actual physical books. So I can sit down and focus, right? So I've been reading books more. In this book, I picked up Frederick Douglass, right? I think it's amazing how this man was born. What was he like, born a slave? I only read like 2 pages. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm getting into the habit of reading physical books more. So my goal is just to read 1 page before I go to sleep. So that's why the bookmark, which is a $20 bill, which is all the way up here. Okay, I read 1 page right before I go to sleep. But I think it's amazing how people back then weren't able to read, write, use their time like they wanted to. And we get to do that now. But most people waste it. Waste the opportunity. Think how far we could be ahead as humans in general with having that type of freedom, with having that type of access. Tariq said, that's solid, man, and I agree. Doing whatever we got to do to win. Life is always going to go on, and people won yesterday, today, and will win tomorrow. Ain't no room or reason to lose. Yes, man. Exactly. But you know how many people don't have that mindset, bro? And you can't save everybody. But this is for those that are like not necessarily looking for a way out, but need encouragement along the way, bro. Because what we surround ourselves with is exactly what we think like. As a man thinketh, so is he. You know? Newman said, I want my blood to be red, my heart to be gold, and my pocket to be... Oh, man, that's a fire quote. I need to put that up on the wall, bro. I'm going to screenshot that one. Oh, snap. Did you make that one up yourself, bro? I got to give you credit. I got to give credit where it's due if you made that up yourself. But, wow. That's deep. That's deep. 110%.
Keep seeing people say, man, in this economy, you're going to need at least 2 or 3 jobs, bro. You're going to have to get a couple side hustles too, man. You're going to have a couple incomes. Gang, before I work 2 or 3 jobs, nigga, I'm leaving this bitch. Earth ain't that good. Humans ain't that good. I don't want to be here that bad where I got to work 3 jobs just to be here with y'all. I swear to God. And I'm not playing, nigga. What the fuck? This Earth is not all that for me to want to work 3 jobs just to be here with y'all. And I know what y'all finna say. What about your friends and family? What about, bro, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm not working 3 jobs just to be here with no human on earth, gang. Nobody. This bitch is horrible anyway. Like, everybody, earth hateful as hell. I mean, earth fucked up. The people.
So I ain't know this dude was gonna go this far in, bro, but he's hilarious. And Newman, I gotta put that on my wall. So serious, man. I'm gonna have to give you credit on that one, bro, because I really did take a screenshot of it. I like that. I like that. I want my blood to be red, my heart to be gold, and my pocket to be green. You know what I'm saying? So, with this guy right here, bro, he was cracking me up, bro. I'm like, first of all, the way he talking, I'm like, bro, he is hilarious. You know what I mean? But all seriousness, people say this until like gas hits $4 or $5 until they can't pay their bills, and then they're complaining to the government. You feel me? Like, it's like almost like you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? But ain't that the saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too, something like that, bro. Wait, you really can. You really can. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't the way, bro. This ain't the way. He doesn't. Stay away from people like this. Stay away from people like this, man. Stay away from people like this. I mean, let's see what the comment section has to say. Someone said the same stuff. I'm not working hard or struggling at all. My retirement plan is Smith & Wesson. And oh, wow. Okay. My family already knows. If I have to suffer anymore. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. This is the internet for you. Another person said, this is how I look at people when they ring the bell after beating cancer. Because wait, you fought to be here to pay bills? Dying is free. Wow. Wow. We're in the dark holes of the internet. Ain't no way, bro. There's people that live better than certain scenarios, man. I don't even know what to say. I don't even, this is hard to cope with at all, or even give any advice or feedback to, because I'm so far ahead of thinking like this. But hey, so be it.
I make good money, but
here's the one thing I will say. There's always got to be a loser for every winner. There we go.
I don't have money. Does that make sense? I'm at the gas pump right now, and I never look at the cost of gas, but I know that I can't always afford a full tank of gas. My wife and I both have cars, but when the check engine light comes on, it might need to wait a week or two to get the oil changed. If a bill comes in the mail, I cannot pay the full amount, but I can probably set up a payment plan so that it never goes to collections. I'm no longer poor. I make enough money that I am no longer feeling poor. We're never hungry, but it's like I'm just another level of broke. I'm at a convenient level of broke. Does anybody else have this problem?
Yeah, I used to as well. I used to look at the price of gas, like, man, how I get this high? Bro, you need gas to make money. Let's not do that. Okay? Let's not do that. Because how else are we going to get to work? You know what I mean? Now, if your bills are on a payment plan, I kind of question that, because, I mean, like, obviously a car loan is different, you know, a mortgage and whatnot. But, like, I've seen people, we've watched reaction videos of people going to the grocery store using Afterpay to get groceries, and you got to get it how you live it. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's not the way people actually choose to live by that. They actually like, yeah, I'm going to just use it on Afterpay so I can, like, keep more of my money, and they got the money right there. Ask me how I know. I did it. I don't need to hear nobody do it. If I did it, I know somebody else did it. Oh, snap. I can use Afterpay or Klarna, use that $200 gift card they gave me to Walmart, and pay $10 walking out the store. I can just make payments. Bro, you're paying some type of extra money, some extra fee. Not to say that we shouldn't use it if times are hard, but we can't be repeating this cycle. This ain't how we win the game of being better with our finances. Is handing over money in small chunks, more than what we actually owe. Again, I always say, when we see corporations and banks and companies use interest against us, meaning we're paying more than what we actually owe to a company because we borrowed it from someone else, we need to figure out how we can do that for us. How can we have interest in things working in our favor for us to make more money than what we actually put in? Stocks, possibly real estate, a business. Newman just said, yeah, look, for y'all who are watching the replay, because most of y'all watch replays and clips, right? Newman, bro, you don't even have to, you don't have to borrow money in order for you to have a business or have a side hustle, right? Newman said he's repairing electronics, man. I'm not sure where he got his education from with repairing electronics, but when I was making money in college repairing electronics, guess how I learned? YouTube. Guess what made me learn? Repairing my own phone, because I didn't want to pay someone else $200. So when I learned how to repair my own phone, I was like, shoot, anybody need their phone repaired? I just did mine. Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just come out and say it. The reason, sorry, let me set this up. The reason why I feel like don't mind this, I just slapped myself. The reason why I feel like I'm broke as hell right now is because I refuse to sell my body online.
I ain't know it was going there.
Because I have morals and self-respect. And it fucking sucks. You know? It sucks, man. Cause it's like, dang, I could be running it up with I could be running up a check right now, you know? Running up a check. But I can't do that, you know? I can't do that. I got too many younger siblings, you feel me? I would never want them to see me, never want them to see their big sister like that, you know? What kind of example am I setting for them if I do that? But then again, are they gonna be mad at me in a Rolls Royce? You feel me? Are they gonna be mad at me in a Benz? I don't know. Regardless, fine, bruh.
You know, obviously I ain't no female, but I definitely understand where she's coming from. And it's not because I've thought of doing something like that. It's literally because something similar, right? I got a business offer, or I saw an ad not too long ago. Well, actually probably like 3 years ago. And I was heavily into AI generated videos, right? And monetizing those videos. And I found out that you can make an AI girl and make some money off of it. I was like, dang, bro, all these old men just sending money to these AI girls. Why wouldn't I create one? Nobody would even know who I was. But one thing that kept me centered out of doing that, integrity. I know how it felt to be a man struggling with lust. And there's no way I could put out a product or a service that preys on something that I had to learn how to win with. 110%, bro. And I respect women who have this mindset, because she definitely could. She a good looking woman. Let's be honest. I mean, well, at least to me. You know what I'm saying? She look good. She would make a bag. She would make a bag. Tyreek said that money comes with bad energy. I believe that too. Very weird energy too, bro. I can't even think to imagine the messages women would be getting, or she would be getting, or other women get when they do this type of stuff, man. Newman said, I offered to fix it for him for a bit of cash per device so he can resell it, and he agreed. Wow, what a market, bro. I'm going to say something about this in just a second, bro. But yeah, self-respect and integrity, man. I could not put out a product that I know is going to be the downfall of men, bro. You know how many men are victim to lust? No lie, I deal with it every single day. But I have prayed upon it. I've read the Bible, certain verses a million times trying to figure it out. And I'm like, oh, it's about my environment. For me, it's my environment. I can't be on Instagram scrolling. That's why I got the limit right there, right? Integrity, man. Integrity. I can't teach people something and then ask for $1 and not knowing how to do it. That's one of the reasons why I haven't promoted anything when it comes down to stocks and investments yet. I'm still a student, a fresh student at it, right? But so many people make a lot of money by not having integrity. And that's your own choice, but I think it comes at a huge cost. Like Tyreek said, that money comes with bad energy. And energy is real, man. It doesn't ever disappear. It gets transferred. So Newman, about your comment, you said I offered to fix it for him in a bit for a bit of cash per device so he can. I love studying businesses, man. So he can resell it, and he agreed. That's what's up. Because I'm thinking to myself, this is average day people that you're fixing electronics for, right? And yeah, people want their phones fixed, right? But it's even better when you're helping a business owner solve a problem so they can make more money. Now you're in Bro, you know how many phones he can bring you that are broken? You can literally tell him, hey, get the phones that are broken. I'll be your guy. I'll be your guy. Then you don't even have to find any more people who need their phones fixed. You got a person who's making money off of that, and they need to make money. So guess what? They're going to need you as well. It's literally just how the stock market works, bro. A couple of years ago, Tesla was using NVIDIA chips in order to put those chips into their self-driving cars. They needed NVIDIA to create the chips for them. They don't do it anymore, but NVIDIA made a lot of money contracts. A lot of money. It's literally how I'm streaming right now. I'm paying $40 a month. You know what I mean? $40 a month to stream, to have this technology all working at the same time. Because I need the systems in order for me to make money efficiently on YouTube. That's what's up, man. Good work. Good work. I love to hear that. Newman said the world is drowned in sins, but there are good people too. Yeah, bro. Yeah. 110%, bro. And then people, and let's be honest too, like she got younger siblings, but this is like even bigger than that, right? Like you got women who wouldn't even think about doing that, but when they see somebody that looks like them do that, they gonna think that, oh, well, let me go ahead and make a bag too. They can do whatever they want. But this is the downfall of relationships. This is the downfall of what people are willing to do for money, bro. And this is exactly why, not why people stay stuck, but this is exactly why I see why the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of it, right? What they're willing to do for it. Working hard isn't a sin, but breaking your morals, something that you know you wouldn't do unless there was money involved in it, and it's sinful, crazy work. Crazy work. Tyreek said, I know a dude from IG that was doing that with Airbnb teaching, and that lack of integrity completely flipped his whole life. You got to sow good seeds and do right. Yeah, man. I agree. It's crazy, bro. And it's online, man. People can create so many fake things on the internet nowadays and tell you what they did, what they made and whatnot. And, that's one of the reasons why I love live streaming, bro, because you're on the spot. Ain't no fancy editing. Oh, it's film day. Man, every day film day. What you mean? And you get to know people better. You know what I'm saying? You get to, oh, I know how he is. I know how she is on the spot when they under pressure and stuff, bro. You know what I mean? It's like being interviewed, but not going live as being interviewed, but like, you showing up as yourself every single time is like being interviewed, because people take notes, man. And they can tell when you're integral about things, bro. But a lot of people get burned like that as well, man. It's crazy.
Netflix, what the fuck is this? You're telling me that I have to pay for good quality now? Is that what this is? It is! What the fuck is this shit? Why should I have to... I don't even pay for this plan anyway. My dad does. But why should we have to pay more money just to have decent quality?
Hey, yo, this is crazy. I didn't know Netflix did this. Buy some Netflix stock, because this is bro. First of all, it does cost them more to put out higher quality. All right. For those who don't know, technology works in ways that most people don't understand, and that's okay. You think it's just like them sending you a high quality video. It costs memory. Now, do I think they should charge for it on the consumer side? No. But on the investor side, oh yeah, we making a bag. We making a bag. Because how many people are just going to be like, I want a 4K TV. Bro, ain't nobody forcing you to get a 4K TV. Not going to lie. When I watch TV, it's on a 1080p. I got the same TV since I was 16 years old. I know that sounds terrible, but I also don't care. Because the real cost of Netflix isn't the $15 a month or the $18+ a month she would be paying. The real cost of TV and Netflix is the time that you use watching it, because you never get it back. And it's not wrong to watch, but I believe that a lot of people watch it and waste time, and then they figure out, oh, well, I don't have time for that. They do. We got the same 24 hours. But yeah, man, I gotta do some Netflix, some digging into Netflix, see when their next earnings call is, man. Cause I'm about to make some money off of that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man. Let's see what the comment section has to say. I bet you people are pissed. Would you not expect to pay more when you upsize at McDonald's? Ooh. Another person said I buy a 4K TV and then have to pay extra to be able to use it. I guess that's true, but you're streaming from Netflix. You don't own the actual media that you're watching. You're renting out. You're not even renting it. You're getting access behind a paywall. That's crazy.
This video's for anyone in their 30s. So if that's not you, keep scrolling. I'll wait.
So before we even get into this, yeah, Netflix stays coming up with new ways to run up a bag, man. And their affiliate program, I know they're making a bag, bro, because I don't think we pay for Netflix. It comes with the T-Mobile package. Like, we got a family plan. It's like, oh, you get free Netflix and Hulu on us. Okay. I mean, like, what, we gonna say no to it? It's free. Like, what you mean? They're getting a percentage of that money somehow, some way. But yeah, man, they're great. From last time when I researched them, great, fundamentally strong business. I just added them to my watch list for Leap or in swing trading recently, but I'm gonna keep y'all updated on that, man.
Yo, are you okay? Oh my goodness, how are you doing it? Do you have a savings account?
Yeah.
You got, how many kids do you have by now? Because I still haven't had any kids. I'm scared. I don't know how you guys are even affording it. The world was supposed to end like 10 times already, and somehow racism still exists. Are you constantly searching for nostalgia like I am, just to get a little taste of what it used to feel like? And how are your knees? I can still drop down and get my eagle on, but just getting back up is the issue. But have you figured life out? Because if you have figured life out, please let me know. Because I feel like a teen cosplaying an adult right now.
That's because you probably are. Here's the name of the game. When you make money, don't spend all of it. When you make money, save some of it. When you make money, invest it. There you have it. Let's talk about nostalgia. Because I get it. The good old days. A wise man once said, bro, when we look back at the good old days, man, let's be honest. You're just comparing what used to be to now. And it's only because now doesn't seem as good as what it used to be. You're focusing on the negative now, but focusing on the positive that had already happened. That's all it is. Because when people want to go back in time, it's like, bro, you can't even change that. But you can have even a better time if you take care of your finances, have some financial discipline. You're making more money than you were back then. So how in the world are we focusing on back then? I mean, that's just my way of thinking. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Because I used to think like this until I recognized, bro, I have more opportunity to make money. I have never made $7.50 again in my life. That was back in high school. When I made $7.50, I got a raise when I started working at IT a couple years ago in college, making $10 an hour. Then I went from $10 an hour to being a full-time entrepreneur for 5 years. Income went up and down. Went back into the 9 to 5, made $16 an hour. Went to $16 an hour, made $21 an hour. Made $21 an hour, and then made $28 an hour. Then grew my income streams. So I'm like, why do people want to go back to this? Oh man, the good old days. Nostalgia. I'm having nostalgia nightmares. Like, bro, come on now. If you're not growing as you are living life, you're dying. That's why people look back at that and say stuff like this, because they're not improving. They're not improving. They're getting obese. They're not responsible over their finances. They're getting into debt. and they're choosing to be distracted. Of course, you look back at the old days because you've got more bad habits now, toxic habits now. Let me know what you think in the comment section and in the chat as well. Oh, well, that's it for this clip. So we're going to go ahead and get to the next topic. I will see you guys in the next one. Let's get it.